Hey guys, thanks for tuning in again. So this will be the third part in kind of this series of videos based on Jesper Vox's knives. And with this video, I'm going to essentially compare and contrast these two different knives that have both been released at the same time. They're both Jesper Vox's designs. One is obviously the Boker F3, Chinese-made collaboration, full titanium handles, stainless steel lock insert, and so forth. And then the Viper by Tecnocut Odino, which is a this one's a carbon fiber and titanium. So, anyways, these knives they're different sizes, they're different weights, they're based on different custom knives. So this really is kind of an apples to orange comparison, and it's further exacerbated by the fact that this is the carbon fiber and not the titanium. I think, if I had the titanium of this, then it would be a little bit closer, but still, again, two different knives. A lot of guys are wondering which is better, which one should they get. The short answer is there's not really a clear winner. I think they both do things well. My personal preference would be to take bits and pieces from both and kind of throw them together to create the perfect knife. But, to do that, I'd have to get on his books and request a custom. So this is what we have to work with. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump into it. So just to remind you guys some of the difference in the specs here. The Boker F3, again, you've got these nice thick slabs of titanium. It is a frame lock. It does use S30V, thumb hole opening, so on and so forth. But let's line them up and I'll do a little bit of the specs here. And the sizes are fairly close, but anyways, overall length here on the Boker F3 is about 8 inches. Overall length on the Viper Odino is 7 1/4, so less than an inch difference. Blade length is 3.25 on the Boker F3 here, and then blade length on the Viper Odino is just about 2.9 inches, so it's under the 3-inch mark, which is great for those of you who live in very restrictive carry areas. Blade steel is S30V. We've got the Böhler N690. Comes from their Austrian plant. Satin finish, stonewash finish on the blade steel. Titanium handles, carbon fiber and titanium. And they will both do... Actually, this will do left and right hand tip up carry. And this one will just do right hand tip up, tip down carry. So... if you're a lefty, I think it's a pretty clear choice. If you're right-handed, you pick whatever you want, I suppose. So, this is made in Maniago, Italy, and then this is made somewhere in China. So, again, they're both great knives. I think they both do things well. So let's talk about the specifics here. So, again, satin finish, S30V steel. On this one, the cutting edge is nicely done, nicely even on both sides, beautifully sharp. The only problems with this was the asymmetrical swedge, but that really is aesthetic. It's not really a functional feature, but in terms of fit and finish, overall, the Viper comes ahead. It's just a little more refined, a little nicer design. It's got just a little bit more going for it, but it does fail kind of in the ergonomics for my hand size. So, anyways, let's get back to the blade. So asymmetrical swedge, but other than that, it's really going to come down to personal preference. Do you want the bigger blade? Do you want the smaller blade? This one's obviously thicker. It's 0.19 inches thick, and then the Odino is 1.5 inches thick. So thinner blade. They both come down to a nice thin edge. They both slice very well. Whether or not you like S30V or the N690, I think that's personal preference. Typically with the knives that I like to have ones that I have to sharpen less often, so S30V would probably be preferable for me, as opposed to the N690, assuming that it is akin to VG10 and edge retention. But Since I don't have a lot of experience with the N690, perhaps it's a little bit better than VG10. I really don't know. I would invite guys who have a lot of experience with both to, post something in the comments based on your experiences with VG10 versus N690. But there's a pretty clear comparison between S30V and VG10. So you can Google that and find a lot of information. But typically, I prefer the S30V blade steel. Now the thumb holes, this one is a nice round thumb hole. It's kind of an oval shape, a little bit closer to the spider hole. It's a lot easier for me to get my thumb in there. So between the two, I like this one better as far as access to the hole. Now, while this one is more of kind of a little more rectangular shaped thumb hole than the Boker, the fact that this is a kind of a thinner, shorter, lighter blade and it's on thrust bearings, this one, to open it, even though it's kind of a pain to get your thumb in here, you just kind of get the fat of your thumb in there. It actually flies open a little bit easier. It's a little bit nicer. It's obviously a little bit smoother. So in terms of ease of opening, I like this thumb hole, but I like the fact that this is just so incredibly smooth on the thrust bearings. And I did lubricate both of these today with Frog Lube, coated the blades. Frog Lube's really good stuff. It's pretty much food grade, so if you haven't used that, take a look at it. But anyways, so again, ease of opening definitely goes to the Odino. Not that the F3 is bad by any means, it's just, it's not on bearings. So if I could have this on bearings, that'd be pretty awesome. Now, handle materials. Again, nice thick slabs of titanium. Ergonomically, this one's actually better for my hands. Again, on my videos talk about it, but I've got the extra large hands, so this one fits just comfortably. I've just got a tiny bit on the end there poking out. It feels pretty good in the hand. There's no hot spots. It's kind of thicker, chunkier, whereas the Viper Odino here, my hand fits in it a little bit weird. One thing that I typically prefer with my knives is to be kind of as close to the pivot as possible, I suppose. It really helps me to feel more controlled with the knife, like I have better control over it for cutting and so forth. And this one, I'm kind of, I don't know, I feel like I'm really far back on the knife, as if I'm choking back on it. So it's a little weird in my hand. Again, if you've got smaller hands, this might be preferable. If you have larger hands, then the Boker F3 is going to be a bit more preferable. So yeah, let's see what else. Between the two, back spacers, this one's got a large, this one has the integrated lanyard hole on the back spacer, so it's going to be easier to get to the lanyard. You could probably put something thicker through it. No, they're probably pretty close. Lanyard access is going to be about the same. It's raised a little bit, so it just gives you a little bit more on the back end, but I don't know. They're about the same. Let me talk about one thing that I am sure about, and that is the pocket clip. This one feels a little bit light. I feel like I'm going to bend it at some point. This is a really strong stainless steel clip. Carries deep, which you may or may not like. This one does not carry as deep, especially if you're going right hand tip up. If you're going right hand tip down, this will carry a bit deeper. But I like the strength of this. I don't think that I would bend this. I have more confidence in this clip. As far as lockup goes, the lock bar tension is a lot lighter on this one, so it's really easy to disengage. I can disengage it and open it and close it really quickly. This one has a bit more lock bar tension. So it's not hard by any means, but it's just not as fast. Not that that matters. I'm trying to find data points here, so anyways. Oh gosh, what else? Again, this is kind of an impromptu video, so I do like the stonewash here as opposed to the bead blasted, so I like that a little bit better. Let's see. Yeah, I guess those are, I suppose those are the primary differences, is just the materials used and ergonomics. Again, if I could have a perfect knife, it would be this knife here with the thrust bearings, and then have them take and do some kind of mill work on the inside to lighten this up just a tad bit. This one does come in at 6.55 ounces, so it's heavy, not unwieldy by any means, and this one comes in at 4.35 ounces. And then the full titanium version, I believe, is about 5.4, 5.5 ounces. So, you know, yeah. So again, give me the thrust bearings from this knife and here, lighten it up just a tiny bit. You know, give me a stronger pocket clip, a little bit thicker spring titanium clip, and I think that would be kind of my ideal knife between the two. So I can't pick a clear winner. Again, this one's got a little bit nicer fit and finish as you would expect from Viper from Maniago, Italy. Just incredibly smooth. The lube has actually made it even smoother. I was playing with it for a few days and the lube really kind of kicked it up a notch in terms of smoothness. So yeah, I guess that's pretty much it. You know, just different things to think about. You know, nothing I said here really should, you know, steer you one way or another. It's just personal preference. Hopefully I gave you guys something to think about in terms of your own likes or dislikes or data points, to find which one you would prefer out of the two, or if you want both or neither. So anyways, they're probably going to come back in stock after the new year here in the first part of 2015, as they both are sold out as far as the stateside reasonably priced vendors go. There are a few who are charging more and they're still in stock because of that. So anyways, comments or questions, let me know. And hopefully I didn't miss anything major between the two. But both great knives, both really cool designs. Just, you know, as always, nothing's ever perfect for you unless you have it custom built. So anyways, if maybe if Jesper contacts me and asks me what I want, I will let him know, but I won't hold my breath for that happening. So thanks for watching, guys, and hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on the next one.